Hi, my name is Jenna Taylor, and the sermon that I am going to be preaching about is called Dance Like, Praise Like, and Worship Like David. In the book Worship Evangelism by Sally Morgenthaler, David had four qualities. The David's qualities actually stood out rather quickly. The four qualities are David's kind of worship is a life. David's kind of worship is uncompromising. The third one is David's kind of worship, witness. And the last quality is worship was unequivocal number one in David's life, which is on page 37 of Worship Evangelism. The one that David's quality that stood out to me was David's kind of worship is life. I recall sitting in the pews of my church as a youth and feeling a strong sense of divine calling to respond the call to the altar. As a timid and lukewarm Christian at the time, I was very hesitant to proclaim my faith in front of the congregation. That bothered me. I was very fearful in being judged by others, and it was very overwhelming to me, especially with the congregation gazing and the potential ridicule weighing heavily on my mind. Additionally, I am a very reserved individual, and I was uneasy about the possibility of the congregation approaching me to offer praise. In hindsight, I wish I had been inspired by the story of David's unbridled devotion, which enabled him to dance unshamedly for the Lord. In 2 Samuel chapter 6, verses 12 through 14, says, So David went to bring up the ark of God to the city of David and rejoicing. Wearing a linen ephod, David was dancing before the Lord with all of his might. Sally also mentioned in the book that David's kind of worship being outside the sanctuary in the context of daily walk with God, which I think is very important to have a daily walk with God. David was thankful for the blessings of God had given him so much that he didn't hold anything back when praising him. He wanted to worship the Lord with his movements and let the Spirit lead him. He didn't care what his people would think. He knew that God's opinion was the only one that mattered. I look back and I realize how silly it was to be ashamed to praise God. He had done so much for me. Not only does he bless me with daily, but also sent his son for me. Why should I be scared to raise my hands to him? Raising my hands is nothing compared to what David did. Don't hold back when praising God. Remember all that he has done for you and give your life in to worship him. When we give all our hearts to God, there is always going to be someone criticizing us out there for our passion of the Lord. They might say we take our love for God way too far. But remember what David said to his wife. We owe it all to him. So we need to give all our hearts to him. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. God is happy with us, and that's all that matters. And we will surely bless us with our passion. In Romans chapter 12, verse 1, says, Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, to view God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. So always remember to dance like, praise like, and worship like David.